killing of this guy, George Floyd, was just reprehensible by the police. I think everybody has to agree with that and start with that as a starting point. But that said, what we're seeing around the U.S. First, we had, looting and riots from the locals, but now we're seeing more and more evidence that a lot of this is being driven by outside agitators, far left-wing people from Antifa, who we've spoken to people like Andy Ngo about in the past. But Trump has been coming out against them on Twitter, and of course people have been losing their minds. He said he issued a warning the other night on Twitter, which I'm going to be talking about later on, saying that these thugs are dishonoring the memory of George Floyd, blah, blah, blah. And then he says, when the looting starts, the shooting starts. So putting a warning out to some of the more violent protesters out there. Now, we haven't seen any shooting, but of course, Twitter, and I'm going to be talking about this later in Donkey Vote, decided they were going to censor Trump for tweeting this, when, of course, all sorts of far-left people are tweeting far worse implications of violence all over the place.
Rita, the death, as James said, was horrible of George Floyd. The policeman had him on the ground with his knee in his neck for 8 minutes. It's a horrible... And the guy couldn't breathe and was saying, "I can't breathe," which has become the slogan of the rioters. But we've seen some pretty strange events as well. Tell us, Rita, about what occurred at CNN.
Oh, yes. This was reminiscent of the Iraqi information minister, the footage we're about to show you. This is a CNN reporter standing in front of... Well, first CNN itself was targeted. This is their Atlanta headquarters they're looking at vision of. And this is something that I guess they weren't expecting, because for a long time they've actually been very much excusing or rationalising the behaviour of Antifa and other far-left agitators, and they have become a victim of it. But let's have a look at this vision of a CNN reporter in Minneapolis in front of this destruction, telling us it's not really that bad or unruly. Have a look.
I want to be clear in how I characterize it. This is mostly a protest. It is not, generally speaking, unruly.
It was MSNBC. Hilarious.
I've done a CNN and giving you fake news.
There you go. But hilarious that he's standing there with the flames behind him as he's telling, "Oh, no, nothing to see here.
Move along."
A lot of the victims of the rioting, as is often the case, have actually been the poorer or the black Americans who are protesting. They're the victims of the protest, and that's what's so sad. Rita, there was a very sad story you brought to our attention about a black firefighter who'd saved up his money for his cafe, he'd spent years getting it together, and he's lost the lot.
Yeah, I guess he's one of the lucky ones, because his story has been highlighted, and so hopefully there's crowdfunding for him. But let's have a hear from him and how he's been affected by basically the business he's worked so hard to establish, a bar, being torn down over something that has absolutely no benefit. I mean, this is the thing with these protesters. They are not protesting on police brutality or racism. When they are looting, when they are committing arson, when they're burning down affordable housing projects, that's not a protest. That is just mindless lawlessness. And we've got to stop conflating the two, I think. We can't call them protesters when they are straight out rioters and thugs. The ones who are protesting are doing it peacefully, and they're the ones who I think we have to respect.
And James, some odd values or priorities on masks.
and look, just on what Rita was saying too, this is a situation now that the left has encouraged every step of the way, and now it has gotten out of control, and we are seeing a whole effort to blame this on the right now. And I don't know how we get there, but we see now in the U.S. we have this situation where you can go to jail if you open a business, but not if you burn down a business. And now you have a mayor in Minneapolis who's going out there and giving people masks to go rioting so that they can riot safely. But if you decide to go to church, well, you're told, no, that's a health disaster. So rioting, okay, praying to God, no, that's a health disaster. That is the state of the modern left right now. I think it's one story.
Yeah, and Rita, the story...
Bring you a quick grab, sorry to interrupt. This is a lady called Stephanie. Now, she is been personally impacted. They're burning down her community. She's disabled. Let's just hear a little bit about how she's handling this crisis.
How was last night?
Scary. I live in the high-rise right back here, and I seen them as they came down Lake Street. But then they turned and started coming over here, and I'm sitting out looking out my window. And they went straight to Office Max, the dollar store, and every store over here that I go to. I have nowhere to go now. I have no way to get there because the buses aren't running. These people did this for no reason. It's not going to bring George back here.
Yeah, very sad story. And as we said, it's often the core of...
Come on.